Well, today I just wanted to play a little bit of Street Fighter before I go to work, okay? Just a quickie, something very simple, and well, let's go. Okay. I'm gonna play with Ryu, normal difficult, okay, just something to chill out, practice, not way too much seriously, okay. Just something very quick right here. And well, you guys are going to see a little bit of noise coming from my keyboard because I play fighting games on the keyboard, to be honest. I'm horrible at fighting games, I always was, you know. So I usually play on a keyboard. And also my controller just broke yesterday. I don't have a controller right now to play video games, so I'm gonna play the keyboard. But well, that's okay, actually, no problem. I gotta say, I have this cartridge for the Super Nintendo, and even though I like more Street Fighter 3, I have to recognize that Street Fighter 2 was a huge blast back in the day. Even though I wasn't alive back then, it still resonates today, you know. All the algorithms, the models, you know, the influence, you know, even the message of round 1 fight is an influence of Street Fighter. It really made the way for fighting games, as we know. So there's no denying Street Fighter's influence, to be honest. Okay. And by the way, you guys can see that I'm horrible at those fighting games. I just play for fun, to be honest. I'm horrible. And even more, if I'm playing a controller, I'm even more horrible playing fighting games. I never finish a Mortal Kombat game in my entire life because of this, because I suck, actually, at those fighting games. I think the only fighting game that I really finished, like, on a regular was Tekken. From the PS2, Tekken 5, and because I was playing on easy mode also, you know. But the structure of Tekken is very much simple, to be honest, and it's easier to combos and get your way throughout the game, you know. It's different with Street Fighter. It's a whole lot more complicated right here. But well, for people that enjoy fighting games, it's still a little bit enjoyable, to be honest. It's really enjoyable. I wish I could be good at fighting games. I still, I even have arcade. Actually, not arcade. Actually, yeah, a joystick or arcade controller, whatever you want to call, that I play on it, to be honest. But usually, okay. But usually I don't play fighting games on my arcade controller. I usually play like beat 'em up games. Like I need to record maximum carnage for the channel. So when I'm gonna do this, I don't know, but I'm going to do it with the keyboard, with the joystick, with the arcade controller. You know, I play Dungeons and Dragons also with this arcade controller. You know, so I don't usually play with it to get through fighting games because my time response is slower than when I play on keyboard. You know, it's easier for me to play on the keyboard. I have a Red Dragon keyboard, mechanical keyboard, so it suits me very well, you know. And basically, it's the way I used to play video games, like back in the day. I started to play video games. I think I need to make a video on it, but I started to play video games in 2005. It's been 20 years and stuff. And I started to play on the SNES, the glorious SNES, you know. And when I was playing those old games like Mega Man X2, Super Mario, Donkey Kong and stuff like this, I used to play with a keyboard, you know. It wasn't until very much later, like in 2008 or stuff like this, you know, as a child, that I got access to a PS2, and then my father bought the adapter, so we were having the PS2 controllers. So I used to play with the PS2 controller also, but I still had a charm for the keyboard. You know, it was my first main way of playing the video games. It was like my main controller back then. It was a keyboard, so it's easier to me even nowadays to play with a keyboard. It's more easier. As you guys can see right here, I'm not a pro player, but I'm getting my way throughout here. You know, I can't play this game on the highest difficult. I dream of beating this game on the highest difficult someday, but I'm still not there, you know. But as you guys can see, I'm making my way throughout the game right here. Even though we had save states and stuff like this, I think I'm doing it pretty decently, to be honest. It's been very dynamic, really. By the way, I need to finish this game with all the characters. It's something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time for now, really. Okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. He really tried to do a combo on me right here. You gotta be kidding me. Nice. You win. The mechanics right here are very simple. I love the version for the arcade called Street Fighter 2 Grandmaster Challenge. You know, the Japanese home of the game. It's my preferred version of the second game. And for Street Fighter 3, I like just the regular, the Third Strike game, you know, which is my favorite Street Fighter. But the Street Fighter that I have been playing the most is the 2, to be honest. Never played the first one. I think most of you guys have not played the first Street Fighter game, to be honest. Right. But we'll get there. I need to record for the channel someday. And this is the worst guy in the entire game, is T-Hawk, to be honest. It's very difficult to fight him. Sometimes I'm gonna get lost right here, because he's very sneaky, he's very tricky. Sometimes he just jumps in the air and dives into you, and it's a pain. When I'm playing on the controller or on my arcade controller, whatever it is, I have an Ibiga controller. I need to buy a DualShock 4 for me, actually. So whenever I'm playing with the controller or the arcade, he dives into it. I try to do the Shoryuken, but I never can, you know. I try to reach the Shoryuken. As you can see, my response right here is not very good. I only get my way through here because I'm using save states, and you know. And also because I'm playing on the keyboard. Like I told you guys, you see, he dives into you, and it's a pain. Die. Nice. So yeah, he's my least favorite to fight right here in the game. T-Hawk is very difficult. He can be very tricky if you don't have the necessarily ability to fight him. He's very tricky, to be honest. He and Dee Jay are abilities are the worst ones to fight, to be honest. They can be very tricky.
Perfect.
Perfect. Nice. I wish we had Akuma on this game right here. Unfortunately, we don't have him. It would be amazing if he could be in the game. I'm quite sure they could put Akuma inside of the game, even though we had limited space on the cartridge. I still believe that Akuma could be a hidden character right here. But you guys know how it works, right? I think they did not put him inside of the game to promote the arcade version, really.
You win.
And it is amazing also, even though we have flaws, we have limited generation right here of video games. Even though the game is over 30 years old, it's still amazing how practical, I mean, the game still is today. I know you can still enjoy Street Fighter today. You can still enjoy playing this game years and years and years after its release. And it's very amazing that this game has aged so well, you know. When we have games from this time that did not age so well like this. I can still see people like 20 years from now on playing Street Fighter 2 from the Super Nintendo, you know, getting Retroachivements and stuff like this, because the game is very enjoyable. Even more, I think even more nowadays, with the entire community of retro gamers and stuff like this, with centrals like Fightcade, where you can play online, you can challenge people throughout the world online and stuff like this, you know. In this time that we have so much expensive games, we have expensive gadgets, expensive controllers and stuff like this, being a retro gamer, I think is the best option, especially if you're broke like me. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm still trying to get my way through to buy a better computer for Wii, you know. I wanted to stream in 4K at YouTube to save the videos for the future in 4K, but it's a possibility that I'm afraid I can give you guys right now, to be honest. I wanted to buy a decent computer, at least decent, you know, Core i5, 12400, probably 16 gigabytes of RAM and a nice motherboard, DDR5 motherboard. But even more, nowadays it is more expensive than ever to buy a computer, especially with RAM memory prices right now and stuff like this. But I think maybe, I don't know, maybe at the end of the year, maybe next year, I don't know, maybe somebody can find their way into the channel, can like my work right here, and can donate a little bit for us to have the channel. I've been trying to raise money myself also on my job, but it's been difficult, you know. I have to pay the rent, I have to pay my bills, stuff like this. I'm saving, I have a plan of saving a little bit of money to buy a house. I dream about having a house when I reach my 30s, so it's a long way plan, you know. But I still wanted to get a more decent computer. Right now, my computer has a virus on the motherboard, has a BIOS virus, you know. So this virus, it takes away my CPU, I already noticed. That's why sometimes when I'm streaming, I get lag. No, you gotta be kidding. Sometimes I get lag, my live screen crashes, it's common, you know. And as if it wasn't bad enough to have this virus on my computer, my CPU is very weak, guys. So there's nothing too much I can do when I'm playing those games, you know. If you got a less demanding game like Mega Man X8 or Mega Man X7 or I don't know, the first Devil May Cry games from the PS2, I can emulate and play those games just fine. But if you are going throughout a more heavy game like Cyberpunk, or I don't know, there's a game that I always wanted to play, but it's way too much heavy, called what it was, Jesus, please, game called A Plague Tale. I always wanted to play that game, A Plague Tale, but it's extremely heavy to play that game. My computer can't run the game in 1080p at 6 FPS. My computer can run the game like a 720 at 30, you know. The game is extremely demanding, and my GPU is not quite bad, you know, it's not high-end, but it's not quite bad, I say. It's RX 5500, 8 gigabytes. It's a okay CPU, right? It competes with the 1650 Super, but because I don't have a powerful CPU, I can't extract too much of my GPU, to be honest. So yeah, it's has been this tale of getting a better PC and stuff like this. I hope we can get a few Patreons. We can get people on buying me a coffee and stuff like this that want to help with the growth of the channel, members and stuff like this on the future. It's something that I'm really looking forward to see how much we are going to progress, like in 10 years and stuff like this. But well, until then we still are going to have high definition gameplays, you know. At least we are going to have 1080p right on the channel. So it still is enjoyable. There were times that I wanted to record also Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is a game that I like very much, but no way of playing that game, you know, because it's too heavy, it's too demanding of my CPU. I think on my Mario live stream, the stream crashed like 6 times, you know, we got 6 or 8 times stutter on the audio. As I told you guys, the CPU, I have a Core i5, I have a 3rd generation Core i5, so the CPU can't handle OBS and heavy gameplay at the same time, you know. It's been difficult for me to stream, but I still do it because I love it. And I'm going to play the game one way or another, so if I'm going to play the game, why not to record it, you know? And even more for me, to see myself playing 10 years from now on, 20 years from now on, you know. To see how much I was a noob and how much I progress, like on getting my abilities more sharp playing these games, you know. And really, it's the desire to build a name in the community, you know. I was always amazed by the retro gaming community, to be honest. I'm a retro gamer, you know, to be honest. Even though I started very young, I wasn't playing like Xbox or PlayStation 2 back in 2005, you know, I was really playing those old games on emulators. I was playing on the Project 64, I was playing Mario 64, I was playing Mega Man Battle Network, you know. I really was playing the oldies, like back that day. Even when I was a kid, I was a retro gamer. Even when I was a kid, you know. And it's amazing to see how much things are going to progress, how much we got progress throughout the years. Even though nowadays games that doesn't seem to have the charm that they had back in the day anymore. So I recently played Nier Automata and I like the game very much. I play on record for you guys someday when I get a better computer, and like I felt something that I haven't felt like in months playing Nier Automata. It's curious. I lost my desire to finish games back in 23, you know. I think I got kind of a depression about those PC games, you know. Not that I got the gamer PC depression syndrome and stuff like this, but there were many games that I grew up watching that I did not have the condition to play, you know, because I never had a PS4 and I wanted to have one. So when you get through the PC ports of this game with a better GPU, with a better processor, you're gonna play those games, and sometimes you go there and you play and it's not what you expected. But on the other hand, there are games that are amazing and you finally had the chance to play, like God of War from 2018 that I always wanted to play, and it was an amazing game. God of War, Detroit Became Human. I finished Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 again on the PC with a better computer, and things were so smooth, and I was really grateful for having a nice computer back in that day. And I got my new GPU and I got this set of from the internet. Even though I got a Core i5 3rd generation, still I can play a little bit on it, you know. And well, right now I just look forward to play the game. I look forward to play games with quality for you guys, you know. and to record and do what I'm doing right here, you know, to chat, to say dumb stuff, to play the game for you guys, and record, and just hope you guys enjoy this kind of gameplay right here, and you have a person like commenting on the top of the gameplay, like just random stuff, just random facts about video games, to describe the gameplay, to describe the experience, talking a little bit more about the game, but just being like a regular person, you know, just being like a regular. And well, that's it. We finished Street Fighter 2 with Ryu, and I'm gonna make a cut right here. Okay.